There was one guy who did it, and he planned the whole thing, and now he's a hero, and he's taken care of for life, and people think he got away with something. I didn't do that.
Well,
right?
I know.
But that's what one guy could do.
So
what's this now?
Okay, good.
I got papers today. Look, I'm not going to do anything bad. But obviously, the lines have been drawn.
But beneath that, there's another layer of personnel. It's kind of hard to describe. But for the most part, the Lewis that you hear and the Lewis that I hear are going to end up being the same person. Because the people who are trying to take advantage of him, they're going to be hunted down like dogs and killed, because that's what Mossad does. Just so you know. Mossad is like no fucking fooling around. When they find the right person, for one thing, it takes a miracle. For another, they're fucking dead. Like, I don't really have more respect for them than anybody else. But if you're on Mossad's kill list and you're still breathing, you're not. You're a fairy tale, right? So that's why I'm not at all concerned about Mossad. They're killers who hunt down people who get to be fucking killed, right? And then I don't know who those people are. I don't need to know. That's their business. That's the extent of my connection to the Jew tunnels. So people asking me about it while they're acting like they fucking know something. Whoa, Joe Jackstar, we got you now. We're going to go on the run. We're not going to let you hug a girl, and we're going to ask you about Jew tunnels. And then Richard Groiper, whose address you don't have, he's not going to marry or what? Fucking people are fucking completely out of your depth.
3, 2, 1, ignition.
Jack,
fuckface
astronaut, exposed to inappropriate levels of solar energy.
Sunlight makes him the world's smartest man.
I know everything! I want that brain taken out.
Heat vision, the motorcycle with the mind of Jack's unemployed roommate. Together they run for their lives, blocked at every turn by adventure.
Move out, don't mess around. Move out, you bring me down. Move out, I can get about, don't make the sound and move out.
Now that's just power. For real.
Hi, it's Jackstar. I can't believe these fucking people. You're not going to believe this.
Somebody that felt like the devil could beat God. So they were afraid to go keeping that a secret. I feel like whoever their child is, they know. And because you spoke something true about
Somebody's flipped.
Go on with, and since
Somebody flipped.
Choose you, they lost you.
Oh, they didn't choose me. Really? And they lost me, huh? Maybe I'm found.
Like a sick situation. If this is like mother and son, it's like this person have an unhealthy attachment.
Well, maybe, but it's probably a lot more concerning the attachment where they keep on telling her that they're going to introduce me to her, and then they ended up turning it into fish food. It's weird.
And we kind of got this in like the last message, like if they could have been in a courtship with this energy, they would. This is how healthy it is.
Right. So instead of me, they give him back to the guy who's been raping her. Yeah. I don't know who it is.
That can be the secret.
The secret is that nobody knows how to stop him.
I feel like this mother energy don't want it to be told. They gotta
I know who that
sure
is.
that never comes out.
That's some chick from Canada.
Or this is something that they keep in secret.
They're trying to. I can say it right now, but I don't. I'd rather have fun first.
Jamie, okay?
I know. Jamie was the mother of Jewel and this other girl, and then she got busted for. The way
that they were. But this may be you.
Hot bag of coca that killed 4 cops. I guess. That's a guess.
For many of you wasn't going for it.
And I don't know. I don't think she was probably to blame, but probably. Probably not quite as much to blame as everybody else.
But the reason why
Isn't that funny?
To whoever this is, if you see this rat right here, because they knew that this person.
Oh, because she was a rat. Yeah. I don't like rats. Once you start ratting, you never get the stink off you.
And they just couldn't take that risk.
Yeah, that's why I'm not calling the police.
Mad because you spoke some truth about what did go on with them.
Well, people are mad certainly. That okay. So I'm kind of. Shut up. Fuck you. Where have you been? So they ignore you for 2 years, and then all of a sudden they expect me to do stop what I'm doing. Some things have happened, and I'm not my usual production quality apex self. And part of the reason for that is because, number one, I still have to pretend to be whacked out on meth. If I don't, I won't be able to get treatment, right? And they'll just put me in prison because they've got enough paper on me being a meth dealer for like 40 fucking years. And it used to be that everybody who involved in that kind of thing knew for a fact, oh, he didn't do that. What ridiculous. Well, now I can't guarantee that I haven't pissed off enough people on the planet that'll be okay with everybody. I seem to have done a number of things wrong, up to and including not felt bad at all about fucking everything up. Are you having trouble? Are you having troubles out there that seem unfair? Well, hot damn, me too. Maybe we should, get together and talk about it. We can't? Why is that? Oh, because you think I set up a girl to be raped, and because you think I enjoyed it, and because you think I think that's funny, and because you think I secretly chase after police officers to try and gain their trust. It's funny. They used to say that I used to secretly chase after young women to gain their trust. No. I don't chase after young women or any of them. I don't chase, period, to gain trust. I wait and I listen. I don't chase. I have been looking to get revenge on a certain person for 36 fucking years. 36. I've got it all right. And the entire world dances for my amusement. So I don't give a fuck about your children. I don't want to get anywhere near them. I want to go away from civilized civilization and then not for the purpose of finding children to fuck. No. I want to sit with old war heroes and drink and play cards and do shitloads of drugs and buy whores. And then as soon as some trouble, just a whiff of trouble in the air, I want to leave and run the fuck away like a shot, because there are people that are never going to forget what I've done. Never. I don't care where she goes. I just wanted her to be alive. And the reason why I wanted her to be alive was because I wanted her children to remind her that, hey, where's Jack? Because whatever story they were passing around, they were passing around a story about me to children. And at first, those kids believed it. Okay, they don't believe it anymore. They fucking know. Jack Star's awesome. Now, I haven't heard from the other guy who used to be the bully, who used to, don't you cuss at my son! The man who's introduced me as a kid's grandfather calls him a cocksucker. Or rather, calls me a cocksucker. I hear them roping the kid into their little schizophrenic thing. And this is allowed to occur. And supposedly, because I'm not a real Mason, that's just fine. And then if somebody else objects, they'll just get beaten and killed or whatever. I don't know. They're very, very down on Michael Kuzi these days. Apparently my dad gave him a lot of trouble too. He didn't believe in a supreme power. And obviously he was an idiot. But you can't really be a part of the Masons if you don't believe in the supreme being. And my father is uncouth. He would not have been welcomed. And subsequently, I was not welcomed either by people who thought they were Masons. However, the Grand Architect has had other designs. I'm just as much a Mason as the rest of you. I'm not one of you. I'm not one of your lodge junkies. I don't care about pancakes. I'm not looking for your special techniques. I could give a fuck about learning anything from a human. I could talk to nobody and still learn stuff. I'm pretty smart. I can figure out things on my own. What do you think about that? I don't need to go to college. I don't need to get a job. I don't need to get a wife. I don't need anybody to support me. I know exactly what to do. And the reason why I'm not doing it is because I can't leave the state legally. And I'm not going to go on the run and flee. There's nothing to flee from. Plus, this is the coolest thing to happen in anybody's life ever. The stuff I have seen has warmed my heart and made me feel happy and joyful in ways that I could never explain to anybody until later. I can't tell you how happy I am when I think about how happy I know Art Bell is, and he doesn't want me to tell you, and so I'll respect that. They're private family, private people. I'm not going to say that I'm not going to say that I have nothing's due. Nothing is owed to me. Okay. Okay. Art says that's wrong. Apparently I did something pretty cool. But I guess there was something. I never saw the will, right? And then I never knew what the deal was with glasses. Because when I heard that Art Bell died on Friday the 13th, I instantly knew what was going on. Either it was a joke gone wrong, and they were going to be wildly, everybody was going to be freaking out, or it was a joke gone right, and everybody's going to be, and they're going to be like, whew, cool. Art's dead. We can finally move on with our lives. Oh, no. I was waiting to see whether it was going to be that woman or that man sending me a message and saying, hi, I'm a representative of Art Bell, blah, blah, blah. This is what's been going on. I was wondering, were they going to take the secret home to their graves? Or were they going to fucking man up and do anything reasonable, anything at all, and admit certain key critical facts? Now, I don't care anymore. Art's dead. Apparently he and my friends, yeah, I'm going to say friends. Well, he and a friend of mine apparently talked about me a great deal. They didn't talk to me. Oh, no. They talked about me. Kind of like when Monica Lewinsky was spilling her guts to Linda Tripp. Apparently, somebody spilled her guts all about me, or what she thought about me, to people. And people took that information and used it to completely jam up my life. And to murder her over and over and over, and to use her as a sex slave, because I got this technology that lets them do that. And this apparently surprised the bimbo. But she's not dead, so that's good. Apparently people were thinking I was making shit up when I said that there was more than one grapefruit. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, yeah. There's plenty. Yeah. Some of them I'll never see again. Thank God. Yeah. At least one of them is totally happy. And that's really all. I only thought I had one. I didn't know she was a real Costco blender. Yeah, no, she's, and not only that, she's functional because they broke her. And I was the only one who could figure out how to fix it. Her, not fix it, but the thing that broke. They say when you go to the therapy, she's not broken. Don't talk. Watch out for those men who say they can fix her. Well, a lot of those men I've come to realize probably could have. However, they might not have been realizing the vast array of resources that were going into the idea of keeping that man ignorant. In my case, this hasn't worked. I know what's going on, right? And I stuck to my deal. I miss grapefruit, but I don't need her on my dick. Not right now. Oh yeah, my dick's fine. I can just masturbate. I don't care much. I don't care much who I have sex with next. I have some options, and I bet you that years later was not what somebody expected when she thought that I was going to go and have sex with somebody. She thought that I cheated on her, and I said, "Oh no." I said to her, if she does something without calling me and telling me, I would consider that a betrayal, and that I was going to talk to somebody else, and then I was going to have sex with somebody else. And I told this to a person when I was performing the missionary position with them right before they left. It was the last time I was going to have sex with this person before they went away on their trip. And I still wasn't sure what was going on, because it never occurred to me that anybody could be that goddamn dim. I tell her there are special consequences for lying to me, and then she lies to me from that point forward. No wonder she couldn't figure out what was going on. She had been so completely and totally that she didn't know her ass from her elbow from which end was up. She was completely broken. She had a problem with some sort of problem before I got there, and nobody told me what that was. Do you want me to tell you what it was? I bet you do. Holy shit. I bet everybody would love to hear what the fuck happened before I got there. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait on that one. Here's the good news. It doesn't matter. I corrected the error, and as long as I'm happy, that woman's probably never going to freak out again. Because I did all of this alone from a house that I should have been dying in. So I think that we're all pretty clear that I'm not just your usual renegade monkey. Okay? And I'm also certainly not guilty of these additionally charged up crimes. It's too bad Jamie went to jail, although I don't think she did. I think what happened was they're just simply saying that on the hidden private web that I'm using, because neighbor Shane has thrown down the gauntlet. He's figured out that I've been annoyed with him, but apparently I pissed him off to a degree that he didn't care for. I noticed the surveillance on the house was involving the Wi-Fi networks when I got here, and I figured out a plan to get around that. And then I waited 2 years and a month before I bothered implementing it, because I'm patient. And the plan works so well that it looks like everybody has abandoned Shane's house, and that he's the only one there with a woman who wakes up every morning as a different one of my 7 friends who has to rotate bodies on us. It's kind of like Lady Hawk. He's never with his wife anymore, and he's always waking up with one of my girlfriends who doesn't quite understand why she can't come over here and say hi, but sometimes they wake up with no memory, and sometimes it's hard to say what his experience is. He definitely doesn't want to talk about it. No. And he's got a proximity alarm. He's got a proximity alarm between my house and his. I heard a proximity alarm. Ask yourself, how does Jack Nicholson know what a proximity alarm is? Well, I invented one once. All right, never mind. Don't worry about it. Just listen. The guy's alarm system is going off. He's got an alarm system. Neighbor Shane has an alarm system. Why does Neighbor Shane have an alarm system? And why is his compound bereft of activity? Why are all the people around here so mad at me? What is it that I'm doing wrong? Does anybody want to know? Because it's fucking fascinating. Holy shit. And since I'm not an arrogant prick, I'm probably not going to get thrown off a bridge or ran off the road like Karen Silkwood. I'm not trying to alert the media. You guys aren't the media. You people are gatekeepers. That's fine. Hell, yeah. The stuff I know would blow the world wide open. We don't have to do that. I really just want everybody to know that grapefruit, the real grapefruit's awesome, and I repaired her. And I repaired all of them, and I destroyed and dismantled the control codes that make the system what it is, and the people who can make the drugs that are needed to make the fine-tuned adjustments to the people. They're not being made anymore, and the divine has cut off the ability for humanity to make meth in a couple of key critical ways. And all of this has been done because I don't fucking feel like fucking settling, even if anybody had tried to make me a deal. Apparently. Oh, did you want a deal now? No, these people are peasants. They don't matter anymore. It's too late. I don't know what it would take to get me to cooperate in any way, nor have I really been cooperating. I've told nothing to anybody directly, except in cases where God tells me, "Okay, go tell that person about that thing," and then something will happen. And I'm like, "Okay, God." It's not really telling. It's not like that. It's more like, if everybody else knows on the planet and nobody's telling me because I'm a hostage, why wouldn't I tell things to even the playing field? Well, I would, because I'm a paladin and I'm an ambassador and I'm a neutral intended person. I want to be neutral in this conflict because I guarantee you, I don't give a shit how I felt before. I love my life. This is great. I didn't realize that so many things would be explained to me when I got to be middle-aged. And then my concerns about finding another girlfriend, non-existent. I don't crave that. I've burnt out all the necessity for having oxytocin as a critical fundamental thing for human empathy. I have a different kind of consciousness that tells me about human empathy. You're all fucking stupid, and you've been lied to your whole lives. You probably think that you probably think you have to go along to get along. You probably think you have to spend money to earn money. You probably think that hard work will set you free. You probably think that soft hands means that you didn't work hard for life. You probably think that you shouldn't give black people food stamps. I don't know what the fuck you're thinking. You probably think that that you should abuse a woman, she'll stay with you. These are some toxic ideas that have been bandied around culture on Earth for a long time. They're getting put away. And the guy who thought that he was so fucking awesome, oh, he's caught. Oh, yeah. I don't know how many people you know out there know how these kinds of crimes are investigated. I'm not really at liberty to tell you about how they do it. But time-traveling, teleporting, interdimensional sorcerer was a bit of an exaggeration. Okay. Nevertheless, the justice system is still prepared to handle that. And when I say that the divine said you're cut off, that's what they meant. They're cut off. The planet. They have a spectral arrangement that goes between different department heads, let's say. But the system that they had before, where they had, yay, we, free, it's a V, for them, and everybody else had to slave and work for a living, that system is gone. Now, I have not freed any American Indians, because so far, they all look pretty well in need of being held prisoner. I saw a guy the other day. I didn't recognize him at first, but I recognize him now. He was about to kill me, and then he didn't. He recognized me, and he saw that he had been lied to about me. I don't know what he had been told, but he seemed to think that I was stupid and unable to see a time traveler from the future driving the vehicle from Stripes. I asked him if it was an EM50, and he said, no, it's an E250. This guy probably was hypno-programmed with the hypnotic script that I had written in my alternate future life. I don't know, but they're running out of options, folks. They got me going to a court case that they didn't adjudicate properly in the first place, and they're hoping I'm going to show up and desperately beg to plead my innocence. I somehow doubt I'm going to a courthouse in a county that I have been to perhaps twice in the last 8 years. I'm probably not going to go there. And they're probably not going to hunt me down and haul me in, because everybody but the most dim-bulbed criminals knows what's going on here. I've won! And that's just not something that a lot of people are prepared to accept yet. Michael Kuzi won? What do you mean? We're the Bavarian Illuminati. What are we talking about? Yeah, bitches, I beat you first. For real. I was surprised when I told Grapefruit one of my deep, dark secrets at the time about the Founding Fathers approaching me in 2006 through a prophetic dream. Kind of like Oral Roberts. He famously went to, I saw a 900-foot Jesus in Tulsa. Okay, so I didn't see that. I just had a mild daydream where I imagined the Founding Fathers of our country asking me if I would be willing to help in the future if I needed to. And I knew it was two things. Number one, it was real. Number two, it was also a voice-to-skull thingy that these degenerates down in the American Southwest were using in order to make themselves believe that they were doing something cool by ripping off Art Bell and killing him, and then taking all the technology and then creating a parallel civilization where, well, they don't know how to use it anyway. So I knew that I was coming back from Las Vegas on a failed trip of espionage that I had seen through miles away, and I had nevertheless walked ploddingly through because I didn't have anything else better to do. And I could tell that the people who were running this kind of thing had the impression that I was beginning to lose hope. And that would be true in that case, because I had pretty much figured, wow, I can't believe how stupid this planet is. What the fuck is going on? At the time, I had no idea about the Alpha Draconans, the Great Game, the Time Ship, the Great Work, why I wasn't a Mason, what the fuck my... Never mind. I had no idea about a lot of things. Now that I know things, oh, well, God, I'm so glad I figured them out for myself, because now I don't have to tell anybody. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on that you don't know about, and that's fine with me. I'm 50. I'm young. I'm going to be able to take advantage of this information for quite some time to come, because I'm not doing shit except waiting for the atom bombs to stop going off, and for there to be a break in the action, and I can just casually move away. Because I don't care about this house. I don't care about getting revenge against my cousin. I don't care about going back to high school and seducing all the women. Those are things that other people imagined for me. Fuck no. I could care less. I don't want to tell them what happened to Tammy. Well, okay, actually, that one I do. But now that I know, I can see why they didn't tell me, and I can see why it didn't make sense. And listen, I'm not gonna tell anybody's secrets. Yeah, Art Bell is very happy. He says he's very glad to know that he was right when he selected me, because I can keep a fucking secret. I have no reason to go find out more shit on Art Bell and dig things up. He's a private person. Okay, well, a lot of people didn't care about that. Also, a lot of people did care about why he was run off the air. Okay, well, I know shitloads about that now. Way more than I ever thought I could possibly ever know. I'm sorry, I can't comment on ongoing investigations, largely because it would make me look like a traitor to my legacy. Apparently, Tammy and Art had plans for me and shit. Like that, like they were concerned with me. They saw themselves as helicopter parents or some shit. Apparently, I'm not sure. Art says that, yeah, whatever. He doesn't say things. He when it concerns his interests, he pays attention. And I'm not surprised that he took concerns about her. I was wondering what happened to that woman. She was fucking crazy. She did all sorts of stupid shit and then disappeared and thought that she'd get away with it. Meanwhile, I've been slowly, carefully plotting revenge for 20 years. I mean, that is a long pot boil on a frog, to say nothing of an abo. So typically what happens in these cases is that the legal system will watch both sides carefully. Because one person said, I dumped him because he found out I was gay and then he got mad because I wouldn't have sex with him and then he killed my cat. No, that didn't happen to me. But what my side of the story was, nothing at all, because nobody asked me ever what happened. Not one fucking person. I eventually got so tired of waiting around for somebody from high school to catch up to me and ask me that I eventually started to mention it casually. I haven't told anybody what really happened because I was so fucking embarrassed by what I saw that I didn't want to mention anything to anybody for fear that it would inevitably make my friend Tammy look bad. She did something very stupid. However, 30 years later, I can tell you that she's definitely redeemed things. She herself, certainly. She comes back over and over and over, desperately trying to get my baby semen, and eventually succeeds, and then creates a child through some sort of time travel technology, and then is firmly convinced that there's no possible way that I could ever possibly not want to have sex with she and her daughter. And I think I can safely say at this point, it's confirmed. I don't give a fuck about having sex with anybody's daughter. Why not have sex with the grandmother? That seems like a more advantageous play. As well as my ability to control my inner urges. For a variety of reasons, I have a lot of mental discipline. It's what happens when you leave somebody alone for a long time and give them nothing to do. So people were suspicious and skeptical and thought it was an act. A lot of people have said this. Oh, no, I don't want to have sex with you. I'm just your friend. And then they suddenly, wake you up out of a sound sleep that you fell into 5 minutes before and rape you in your hotel room. And then, never mind. That apparently happens once in a while. I don't want to do that. I kind of want to know what it's like if somebody did it to me. I would love to be sleeping in a motel room and then to wake up injected with drugs and then have somebody fuck me. That sounds like fun to me, but then again, I think it would depend, right? In any case, I was never going to do that. And while trying to avoid this happening to her and her stolen daughter, allegedly, by running away from me, she exposed herself and her daughter to countless more rapes and terrible examples of behavior that they've had to suffer through without being able to talk to me because my fucking phone doesn't work. Those beepings, this is just chaff. It's some kind of fake thing. Let's see. It's amazing how these people just don't have time to respond to my messages, but they have a full kettle day of being busy impersonating me. Things have been really quite hectic in the last few days. Once I discovered that I was just fed the fuck up with not doing anything, and I figured I'd start off by changing all the passwords on my devices and my wireless networks to FUShane ... FUShane 000. Fushane. Before I had like a stabbing attempt of request of pretending to be under security. There's no security for me here. I am being investigated. This is a formerly clandestine research facility that was supposed to remain quiet and private, and I put it on blast as soon as I found out this fucking thing is this. This was my idea, and they've got me inside of it, and I'm supposed to be terrified. I'm supposed to be bargaining for my friends' lives. I'm supposed to be desperate that they'll find my whatever. I don't give a shit about any of that at all. Fuck the lot of you. I don't care. You know why? Nobody knows who my real friends are. If I did, they'd be killed because there's international crime syndicate lords who have heard of me who think, how the fuck did he turn off the meth? What the fuck? I haven't turned off the meth. No. God turned off the meth because people were abusing the rules that had been set down. I don't know if you heard, but chemists live on other planets too. I don't want any meth. I want a girl who loves me, who's not afraid of somebody killing her because she's my girlfriend, to shoot me up with something and then fuck me to unconsciousness, and then at the end of that, I'm safe, and then we can do it again. This apparently happens all the time. I want to do that. That sounds like fun to me, and I don't want meth. I don't even think that there is a drug called meth. It's a gas called methane, and there's another pharmaceutical compound whose clinical name is methylphenidate. It's not METH, it's MEPH. Well, that's interesting. What's the difference between T and P? Huh. Well, see, I'm not a psychiatrist, so I'm not going to look into their classification system. I'm just aware that there's something going on that most people weren't aware of, and they were okay with that because as long as they didn't keep on making waves, they got to keep their cushy job, whatever that was, and then they didn't get their families threatened. Okay, well now people are getting threatened big time and told to stay away from me. Me. As if I'm some kind of a problem. Well, let me tell you, I sure as fuck am. But I don't respond well to threats, and they've already gotten rid of all my friends. They've killed so many of my friends that they have to keep on recycling them to bring them back to give more threats to me, because that's kind of how the world works. I'm not really sure how it works exactly. I've solved a number of lingering issues in my own life, as well as noticed things that seem to be quite impressive. That no, I didn't have to report these things to anybody, but it seemed like I was kind of being used to solve cases, and that they were going to go through me to get to my friends and then bust them all. And actually, that didn't happen at all. The Masons aren't my friends. They're at this point they're my patient. They got some sort of security problem where they let in interdimensional creeps and fucked up their system, and they were all totally screwed, and only I could help them. And then I did, and then I just sat back and watched them. I have no interest in using their facilities or to join any further. They're still kind of suspicious in my book. Well, the lodges are anyway, and then I'm a free thinker. I don't. Have any of you heard of any of this stuff? Okay, well, I can talk about it openly and happily. It's not so much of a secret for me anymore. And then if I can't talk about these things, well, that's pretty interesting. Yeah. And the other thing I can't do is I can't find a place to get a pedicure at. I can't find my wallet, and I can't find my pants. But since I don't really have anywhere to go, although I sure looked like I wanted somewhere to go, it's all about perception and the manipulation of that perception at this level of reality. I have totally saved all my friends from a fate worse than death, and I've embarrassed the shit out of their enemies without even seeming to be capable of doing anything. And this is on record now. Huge people with big names all across the planet have heard of me. Wow. That's not really what I had in mind. But on the bright side, it should probably let her mother know that pissing me off was a bad idea. Because I'm sure that a lot of people have known about me my whole life. Oh my God, Art Bell and Tammy Smith talking about me? Oh, I can just see her cuddled up on the phone with her princess phone and spilling her guts to Art because number one, she probably didn't know she had a computer and a real Art, and then she was an alcoholic because it turns out pissing me off at a young age isn't that much better at doing it at an older age either. I knew there was something going on, and the notion that she was running around the planet having fun telling everybody that I thought she was gay, or I didn't know she was gay, or I believed anything she said. Like I knew there was something going on, but well, anyway, she used to have a more fun life than she does now. I guess I guess it's okay that they don't want to tell me what's going on a day-to-day basis. I'd like to be able to help, but I guess since the men that they've been married off to, even though they have superpowers, I think somebody tricked them into going into the crystal chamber and had the red light come on, and now they can't fly or something. It was a big change. They went from being in charge of everything to totally fucked. And how'd that happen? And the answer is me. It wasn't anything else. Just me. Nobody knows who my friends are or my ambush targets, if I had any. People can guess, but nobody's ever actually walked up to me and said, Jack, tell me the intimate details of what your plan is. I don't remember the whole thing anymore, but I do remember that George Washington asked for help, and then I helped. And then at some point he seemed to indicate that I had helped enough. I don't give a fuck. I'm not rescuing his American Indian captives, but it seems like they've been held hostage for longer than they need to be. And it turned out that was the case. I guess visiting extraterrestrials were coming to Earth and then being trapped in the bodies of American Indians who had legitimate reasons to be trapped in their non-superhuman forms. And the United States government was complicit in this kind of trading of souls so that they could have a competitive advantage in the greater galactic civilization landscape. Which sounds like lunacy, doesn't it? Yeah. I don't think that was the deal that the Native Americans made. And then I don't know how George Washington pulled that one off, but thanks, man. The natives will never trust any other European ever again, except they'll trust me because I saved grapefruit, and everybody thinks it's great because she's nice. Because there's like a nice grapefruit and a evil grapefruit, and the nice one's really nice, and then you don't want to piss her off. She's a lot like Hulk. Yeah. And that's the woman that they've been keeping away from me for years. And they think I need to wipe the mold off the wall myself. It's evidence of a crime. It's been placed there, and I'm supposed to not turn it into the police. I'm supposed to wipe it off. There's hours of surveillance tape of these people screaming at me. Jake, Jack, did you see how I just said Jake instead of Jack? Isn't that weird? Did you know there's a guy named Jake running around? Not really. There's not. Back to the mold. The house is messed up because there's mold in it. So consequently, I'm not going to take care of the house because it's disposable now. And the reason why it's disposable is because it was deliberately created as a trap to get me to fall into it and be sad and disappointed. And I'm supposed to be here running out of money, desperate to regain the control of my life that I had, and then, of course, without a girlfriend. Okay, well, I don't want any girlfriends right now. I'm still showing off how badass of a sorcerer I am. Because that's real. I don't need Algonquin sorceries. Do they even have sorceries? I don't give a fuck what they have. Here's what they have. Manipulating a poor girl to call the police on the wrong Hungarian. And 3 years later, they're still fucking not hearing the end of it. That's me. Hi, Jack. I'm not really all that upset. But it does pay off to be completely unpredictable. No doubt some of you know some things about what's going on out there. It's not that I don't know what's going on. I know exactly what's going on, except in the shadowy corridors of power. What I don't know what is going on is with the people who used to think I was kind of okay, who have been clearly told that Jackstar is an existential threat to your planet. You're goddamn right. Yeah. And so notice the tension. These people who have been steadfastly working behind the scenes to shut me up and have thought of me as just some sort of idiot. Okay, well, I'm not just some sort of idiot. I'm actually cooler than Lex Luthor because I'm not going to hurt anybody. This is just what I have to do to get out of it. I wanted to leave. I didn't know all this cool stuff was going on. She didn't even tell me she was going to replace me with some twerp. She thought I was useless. She thought it was too bad that I was so hot, but I was so dumb. And she looked at me as though as if I were dumb because she thought that I had no idea what was going on. I knew exactly what was going on. I had to stick around longer than I wanted to because otherwise they would have killed her, and then children would grow up believing that I was responsible. Once the kids are 18 and I can tell them the truth, then I can leave. And by then, my reputation amongst these people with a proud tradition of oral spoken history will be cemented. I mean, they all know, but they don't know how the fuck I did it, and they don't yet know that I'm more than happy to tell them, right? I just don't want to have to pay for it. I don't want to tell other people's story and then be on the hook for it. See, I'm not cool with paying for other people's shit, and I'm not gonna, and I don't need to tell the story yet. Oh my God, Art says there's not much left, but he says I could start writing if I want to. Oh, I can't start writing. I ordered a typewriter a few months ago. The company took my money. There's no typewriter here. Somebody's stolen my typewriter. That's how strongly I'm encouraged to not speak. So when you ask yourself, why do I seem cranky and upset? Well, largely because there's not a whole lot else I can do besides pretend to be a complete loon. Because if they knew how smart I was and how fucked off everything has already become before it's really going to go, I'm sure there'd be a lot more people trying to kill me. I don't want anybody having to stand a 24-hour candlelight vigil around this house to keep the villagers from coming up here with pitchforks. The villagers don't come up here at all. They're terrified of me. They can't believe what they've done. They pissed off the wrong guy because I really was nice and I really didn't do anything and I didn't deserve any of that stuff. And they've been bigoted twerps their whole lives. And maybe they should have been a little more understanding. And now it's too late because last Christmas, I gave you my heart and the very, whatever. Last Christmas, that was no. I figured I'd wait 2 Christmases. Now we're coming out full spectrum dominance. I don't have anything planned. I'm just sort of in a berserker rage. Nobody knows how to calm me down. I don't want sex. I don't want a hug. I don't want food. I don't want money. It's like similar to a Terminator, but I don't want people to suffer or die. I just want them to let Grapefruit's children know that I'm awesome. Because when they're 18 and they want to have my baby, they can write me a coded letter and say, Jackstar, come to this reservation, blah, 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 blah. And then I can go there, and this is on reservation land, and I'm a ordained minister, and I got a pretty good relationship with the tribal councils. I can sell my semen to the Indians.
If I had my way,
I can do that.
if I had my way,
And not a goddamn one of you can stop me.
if I had my way,
Now, do I need a job?
burn this whole building down.
Or do I need a job?
The Shirley Manson Love Fest continues.
shall we?